seem to get ahead here.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Steven, aka Storm, and we are back for some more of the Elder Scrolls Online as Reewish, the Mighty Battle Lizard. How's everyone doing? We are in beautiful Bankurai today. Yes, Bankurai. It's partially High Rock, partially Hammerfell. More High Rock than Hammerfell, but you know, we'll get to that when we get to it. So today we're going to start with the main quest and start working our way around the northern part of the map, and then eventually we will work our way down to the southern part of the map as the story takes us. I just feel that's the best way to handle things. First things first, though, let's go grab that Sky Shard before I forget it, and then have to, like, where's the last Sky Shard? I just have to run around trying to find it. Hey Joe, welcome to the stream. We are done with the desert. Alright, let's talk to Sergeant
strategy I ever heard. I don't know what... I tell you, things grow darker here by the damn hour. Reachmen are right down there. Came in by boat, took the lighthouse, and now they're crawling up in the woods to assess our defenses. And our orders are to just sit here and watch.
Why don't you attack?
Captain Huron's fought the bastards' leader before. Strasnock. He says we're outmatched and we have to just wait them out. I say the captain's a few links shy of a full chain. With our defenses weakened, we can't risk waiting.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Absolutely. Captain's ordered us to hold back, but not you. And he did say we need more outside help. Morale's been down in the dung heap since King Aemon died. If you can lop off this Strasnock's head, it'd be an inspiration to the men.
Alright, I'll bring back his head.
I won't lie to you, friend. Things are grim. The king and his heirs are dead. Our forces decimated. Crows are everywhere. People have lost hope. Bring Strasnock's head to Captain Huron at the south gate. That'll be a big win for us.
Who's ruling the kingdom?
The king's brother, Duke Renchant. He's at least acting as regent right now. Should have been Queen Argella who took over. But she's not been herself. Understandable after losing her husband and her children. But the people miss her.
The people don't like the Duke?
I wouldn't say that. They just don't know him. Renchant's doing the best he can with what he's got. He's taking action. He's the one who put Captain Huron in charge of defenses. I'm trying not to hold that against him, though.
You don't think Captain Huron knows what he's doing?
I shouldn't talk bad about the captain. He's probably the right man for the job. He's a Nord, and he's fought the Reachmen before. With most of our officers dead, the Duke only had so many options. And we had to have someone new.
What happened to the old guard captain?
Sir Jarnet? Poor old sot. He was escorting Princess Alara when she got ambushed and killed. Jarnet would have been better off if he had died there too. I thought the Queen was going to have him executed. He got off lucky, really.
Where did all the crows come from?
Beats the oblivion out of me. Ever since King Aemon died, they've been showing up all over the city. With all their cackling, it's a damn plague. Creepy, too. They're just sitting there, watching us. It's like they've come to see us all die.
Well, everyone knows that where there are Reachmen, there are hag ravens, and where there are hag ravens, there are crows and ravens, but mostly crows.
In a big family, you have to know how to scrap.
That person was wise. He brought the enemies back to me so I could help him kill them. That's the best part about playing an MMO is like if you need backup, there's always backup to be found if you look hard enough. It's assuming that they're willing to help you. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they'll just look at you and just watch you die because they can.
Aha! 4 knuckleballs for my necklace!
You give Reachman a bad name. Anything cool up here? No? Okay.
You lead.
I see he had you guys guarding the ship. Unfortunately, that's not going to save you. I already had the invocation of her scene. That's weird. And even more weirder, it looked like a piece of cloth or a piece of paper, and it turned out it was a book. That was particularly weird. Yeah, usually in the Daggerfall Covenant questline, this is the last zone you come to before going to Cold Harbor. So if you start out doing the Daggerfall Covenant questline back in the old days, like before 1 Tamriel, you had, once you completed Bankurai, you would go straight to Cold Harbor. And then you could go to the other Alliance zones once you had finished. Actually, because the way it worked was you had a veteran level, which doesn't exist anymore. It got replaced with champion points years ago. But your starting zones would be 1 to 50. Or was it? I think it was 150. And then Cold Harbor would be level 50. And then your veteran zones would start with the next alliance after your starting one. So, for example, after you finish the Daggerfall Covenant, you would go to the Almeri Dominion, and that would be your first set of veteran zones. And then the Ebonheart Pact would be your second set of veteran zones.
So you're the one wreaking havoc down there among those hawkers. I've tangled with a Reachman or 2 in my day, and my helmet's off to anyone who charges into their ranks that way. Don't suppose you've come to enlist in the town guard, have you?
No, but I brought you the Reachman leader's head.
You have old Strasnock's head? Shows bones. Somebody buy this crazy bastard a cup of mead. If you like to cut off Reachman heads, you've come to the right place, my friend. Have you met Duke Renchant? The Duke will want to meet you.
I can meet with the Duke.
Good. Take your time, though. Rest up. You've earned it. The Duke will know of your deed, and you can go see him in the castle when you're ready. He'll reward you well. Might even offer you my job. It's yours if you want it.
Thank you. I'll speak with the Duke of the Keep. He's a pretty nice guy, actually. I'm sure that Straga's Nord character would respect the fact that he's offering a cup of mead as a reward. Yeah, the city's in turmoil right now, so there's not a lot of people around like there should be. Once you clear up the quests in this area, this place becomes more of a normal city again. I need to talk to Razma. Over here at the stables. Hello, Razma. Or Ramza.
I don't know if you picked the best time to visit Evermore, but if you know how to use that weapon, I expect you will be treated as an honored guest. Please excuse me, though. I must see to my duties.
King Faharazard sent me to help.
Ah, my true king. I knew he had not forgotten us. I am certain there are many ways you can help. You should speak to Duke Renchant if you haven't already. Oh, and Queen Argela's handmaiden. She's very sharp.
Complete quest.
I, for one, am very glad Faharazad sent you. Many here and evermore believe the rest of the Covenant has forgotten us.
What kind of shop are you? Oh, you're a general merchant shop. Oh, that's really cool, actually. I never know that. I never knew that guy was a merchant. I don't remember him being a merchant before, but then again, I may have just not noticed. Go to Evermore Keep.
If you have a moment, I would appreciate a word.
Sure thing, Miss Oric.
Pardon my intrusion, but I would speak to you on behalf of Queen Argella. I am her handmaiden. The Queen has heard of your recent accomplishments, and she asked me to make a private request on her behalf.
I thought the Duke was in charge.
He is. The Queen stepped aside, but she remains the rightful ruler of the kingdom, and she still cares deeply for its people. Even now, in mourning, she attends to wounded soldiers and refugees in the chapel, but she has other concerns as well.
What is the Queen concerned about?
Quite frankly, she's concerned about the city's defenses. But of course, she cannot publicly question the Duke's policies. This is why we were hoping you could discreetly investigate to see if there's any merit to some of the rumors we've heard.
What do you want me to investigate?
Her Majesty would ask you to inspect the defenses at the East Gate and ask the former guard captain, Sir Jarnet, for his assessment of the Duke's strategy. If you are willing, the Queen also wishes to know why a refugee was put in the stocks.
Alright, I can handle that.
I know Her Majesty would appreciate if you gave these matters the highest priority. After you've completed your investigation, come speak to the Queen at the Chapel of St. Pellin. If there are problems, she should know as soon as possible.
Where can I find Sir Jarnot?
Sadly, I expect you are most likely to find him in the tavern, drinking away his sorrows. After Princess Ilara was killed while under his protection, the Queen herself demanded he step down. He was crushed.
That's why... Then why does the Queen want to consult him now?
By no means does she wish to reinstate him, but Sir Jarnet was the captain of the guard here in Evermore for more than a decade. He was a longtime friend of King Aemond as well. The Queen simply wants to hear his assessment of the city's defenses.
What are you expecting me to find?
If we knew that, we wouldn't have to ask for your assistance. The bottom line is that the Queen deferred to Duke Renshant because she believed he was better suited to defend the city. Now, she simply wants to make sure he's doing a good job.
Is there a reason to believe he isn't?
Just vague rumors. Let's face it, our forces were devastated in the last battle with the Reachmen, and there is no doubt our defenses are stretched thin. We just want to make sure that everything possible is being done to protect the city.
Why do you need me to do all this?
With the city in such dire straits, the Queen is determined to avoid controversy. If people heard she was inquiring as to the state of the city's defenses, there would be an uproar. If you conduct the inquiries, however, it can be more discreet.
Okay. That makes sense. So what you up to right now, Joe? Still doing Brilliant Diamond? Or are you on Legends Arceus now?
This is absurd. I've committed
Nice.
no crime.
How far are you into
Just
Brilliant
gonna
Diamond?
leave me here. I would say to Rut, but I will never get that chance. I'll be speared through when the city is taken. Then these damn crows will eat my remains.
So you're on your way to Veilstone, if I'm not mistaken? Why did they put you in the stocks?
For speaking the truth, nothing more. The Imperial Army has just conquered the largest city in southern Bankarai. And mark my words, they will come here next.
Hello, hello Edge, and hello M-Sharp. Welcome to the stream, my friends. Good to have you guys on board. We're helping with the siege of Bankurai right now. How do you know this?
Because I have just come from Holland Stand. The Imperials infiltrated the city and seized it overnight. They enslaved half the population. They will do the same here. But when I suggested this to the guards, they locked me up.
Why would they lock you up for that?
They said I was spreading half-truths and paranoid delusions. They said the people here have had enough fear with the Reachmen and cannot afford to hear my ravings. Please, you must get me out of here. I don't want to be eaten by crows.
I'll see what I can do.
Truth is silenced. It is the people who are shackled. The people eye the north with fearful eyes, but it's from the south that the storm approaches.
How are you speaking to me?
With an open mind, one hears truth, however dark it may be.
Are you trying to tell me something?
No! The telling has already been done. I am here to listen and to watch.
Who are you?
I'm a crow. What more do you need to know?
I guess there's nothing more to say then. Well, he's definitely not a member of the Blackfeather Court, because if he was a member of the Blackfeather Court, he would have identified himself by his title and his name. Because there's nothing the Blackfeather Court loves more than putting on airs. Mysterious crate. The defenses at the south gate are far from impressive, but they're as well organized as might be expected. They are, however, a few suspicious-looking crates. Examine the crates. The crates appear to be stocked with fresh supplies, weapons, and armor. These crates are stamped as cargo from a ship called the Belju's Queen. I'll have to report this to the Queen.
No trinkets, but the box has not been opened. The time for gifts has not yet come. Great gifts often appear as a surprise, but sometimes the surprise should be spoiled.
Do you know something about this?
I know what I see, but it is not me who needs to know. It's you.
Can you tell me what you know then?
I know this is a desperate city in desperate times, but this is not the gift the city needs.
I'll take your words into consideration. I'm listening to crows. It's not a good sign.
Believe me, I can empathize. I found bird droppings in my porridge twice in the last week.
That's gross. They won. There's even a crow inside the building. Oh, they won't. You tell me what you know. Yes, they won't.
Who are you? Can't you see I'm having a drink with my friend here? Might as well embrace the crows. They're here to stay. If anyone goes, it'll be us, not them.
You don't think the city can defend itself?
With 15 guards and a couple quivers of arrows? Not a chance. Everyone's dead. The king, the prince, the knights and soldiers. The job's almost done, just a few stragglers left. You know who I'm talking about? Me and you, that's who.
Do you think the Duke's doing a good job?
Wrenchant, sure. He's realistic, at least. He knows we can't last a day unless we get some help from the outside. Of course, the new guard captain, Huron, doesn't seem to want any help. Loud brushed off an offer from the Fighters Guild.
That was dumb. He refused an offer to help defend the city.
Sure enough, Huron said he's exploring other options. Don't know what those options are. Don't hear much down here, though. Say, why don't you ask the crow? I swear the thing's talking. Probably knows more than we do. More than me, at least.
I'll leave you to your drink, then.
When there's no knowledge in the tops of towers, check the bottoms of bottles.
How did you get in here?
One can witness the larger view from on high, but one must come down below to see what hides in shadows.
What is it that hides in the shadows?
The light hides in shadows, but only there can it shed on secrets.
What secrets?
A secret told is no secret, but all knowledge has its time.
I guess I have to wait then. Honestly, I'm just considering just killing every crow that I see until one of them finally coughs up the answer. So we have Reachman to the north and Imperials to the south. Can it possibly get worse?
What is to become of me?
Your Majesty.
So much suffering. So much death. Like my husband and my children, this soldier gave her life forevermore. I wish I could offer her more comfort, but I can only pray with her to God whose
invasion
mercy
would
I
do.
have come to doubt.
I'm sorry for your losses, Your Majesty.
Many others are enduring similar losses. I deserve no more compassion than they do. In truth, knowing they share my grief has been a great consolation. You are not here for grieving, though. Is there some official business that demands my attention?
Your handmaiden asked that I report here.
Oh, of course. Glarica told me. I hope you'll forgive her. Her intentions are good, but she misled you. That request was not on my behalf. She can't seem to accept my decision to step aside and let Duke Renchin handle all matters of state.
You don't want to know what I found then?
I would, but at another time. I hope you understand. Losing my family, I just need time, and I believe this is how I can best serve the people right now. If you have concerns about security, though, you must report them to the Duke.
As you wish, Your Majesty.
Thank you for respecting my wishes. Perhaps you can convince Glarica to do the same. She's already off again investigating some ship at the docks. These matters are the Duke's concern now, and he has my support. He'll appreciate your help, though.
I'll go speak with the Duke right away, then. Poor lady. She's not actually dead yet. She's dying, but she ain't dead yet. I see Vorgra is doing Somerset dailies again. Alright, to the Evermore Palace.
Anything you can give.
That is indeed an immense relief, Yoren. Give us room to breathe. But it doesn't mean we can rest on our laurels.
I know. It's only one victory, Your Grace. But I hope it's a sign of more to come.
I do too, but that's going to require more work on both our parts. And there's nothing for it but to get it done. You're dismissed, Captain. Aha! You must be the hero whose bold deeds Captain Huron was just recounting. Retaking the lighthouse may seem trivial, but in times like these, it's huge. Say, you look like someone I've been hearing quite a bit about. May I ask your name?
Of course, Your Majesty. My name is Reewish Lufdesh.
As I expected, your reputation precedes you. You've become something of a legend in the kingdoms of the Daggerfall Covenant. You're certainly welcome in Evermore. These are desperate times. Have you seen much of the city?
Yes, and I've learned some things the Queen wanted me to report.
Indeed. Then by all means, tell me what you discovered.
There are crates of weapons and supplies at the East Gate.
So you saw those? You are very perceptive. The truth is that we found an ally to help defend the city. I'm not quite ready to make this information public, though.
The crates were stamped the Bulgese Queen.
Yes, that is the ship that transported the supplies. There are more supplies being offloaded even now. Please, if you'll just be patient, I'll share all the details in due time. For now, you must stay away from that ship, though. It's off limits.
The guards put a refugee in the stocks for talking about the Imperials.
I opened our gates to the refugees, but there are limits, and that man was completely mad. Standing outside the castle, shouting that we were all going to die. The people of Evermore are terrified already. We can't afford such nonsense.
Okay, Captain Harjun turned down an offer from the Fighters Guild.
Oh, yes, I'm well aware of this. It's unfortunate, but the terms the guild demanded were downright rapacious. Furthermore, the number of mercenaries they could actually muster was almost insignificant. It simply wasn't worth it.
The Fighters Guild don't typically do things like that, but whatever. That's all I have to report then.
Listen, I can tell that you have an inquisitive nature, and I know your intentions are good, but I cannot risk revealing all my plans just yet. Suffice to say, I've found a way to protect the city from the Reachmen, and that is what matters.
Are you worried that people will question your plan?
I'm sure that you realize that with the Reachmen bearing down on us, I have a great many matters to attend to. I absolutely do not wish to be rude, but I must be going. Come back another time and I will endeavor to answer all your questions.
Persuade, I can't help the city unless you tell me what you're planning.
All right. If you cannot be convinced to let this go. You must understand, desperate times call for desperate measures. If those Reachmen take this city, they are going to kill every man, woman, and child. Anything is better than that.
What's your alternative?
Hear me out. A few weeks ago, Imperial diplomats made an offer. They have a deal with the Reach. If we surrender the city to Imperial authority, the Reachmen cannot attack. Not only will we survive, but we'll also retain considerable autonomy.
You think you can trust the Imperials?
We don't have a choice, and at this point, you don't either. Steps are being taken as we speak, and there's nothing you can do to stop us from moving forward. You don't even have any proof with which to raise an alarm.
There's proof on that ship, though, isn't there?
As I said before, the Bulse Queen is off-limits to all but its crew and the city guard. You've given me no reason to trust you, so at this point, I think I'll say no more.
I think you said way too much already, dude. Just a regular chatterbox you were.
Have you heard that King Lelorian has returned? He's going to lead the Fighters Guild now.
You can't hide anything on the water that a lizard will not find. You should have learned that by now, dude.
I hope to be done here soon.
You're getting winded. Hey, you! What are you doing slinking around my ship?
Funny boat, funny business. I want to see what's in the hold, too.
Do you have a key?
Crows on the ship, with a cruise on the shore. South Button City Wall. One carries the key to open the door. Approach with care, though. Drunk sailors can be salty.
I'll go get a key from a crew member. Talk to the ship's captain.
I don't remember inviting you aboard. Make your business quick, or you'll be picking seaweed out of your teeth.
I'd like to see what's in the hold of the ship.
No, you don't. And I don't mean to let you. Only crew and special guests down there. Anyone else goes down, they'll get cut.
Give me the key unless you want to taste your own blood.
Go ahead then, take it. Go down there and get yourself killed. It's no skin off my back.
I come with the authority of the Daggerfall Covenant, lady. I don't think you want to mess with me. But apparently your deckhands do. Somebody got him still stuck behind a bunk bed. Well, that's not good.
I think perhaps I had our assignments wrong. I should have checked the stocks and sent you to check the ship.
What happened?
I shouldn't have come here on my own, but I had a feeling the Duke was making bad decisions. Of course, calling this a bad decision would be an understatement. If we don't do something, he's going to hand the city over to Imperial control.
See, that's what makes the authority so realistic. Like, if I just walked up without having the ability to use violence and said, I have the authority of the Daggerfall Covenant, they would have laughed as they stabbed me. But since I have the authority to since I have the power to back up the authority, it makes it a lot more feasible. What do you propose we do?
The Queen is going to have to take charge. If this doesn't knock her into her senses, I don't know what will. We need proof, though. Can you untie me and then look around? Anything to prove what they're planning. I'll meet you out on the docks.
Alright, here you go. I'll meet you outside. Yeah, it's like money that isn't backed up by gold. it doesn't have any real value. Like, you can say it has value, but really truthfully it doesn't. It only has the value that you give it, which means anyone who wants to ignore that value could ignore that value, and there's really nothing you can do about it. However, if you have money that is backed up by gold, there is gold backing up that, oh damn, it's Magnus General Scepter Thorn. Captain Capricis, it is imperative that the capture of Evermore be conducted with great care. The Duke and his guards will help you unload your weapons and armor in sealed crates and place them at strategic points in the city. Your men should spread out within the city, wearing plain clothes, and recruit as many citizens as possible. At the predetermined time, your men and their recruits shall meet at the weapons cache, arm themselves, and take control of the city. Those who surrender should be spared. We could always use more slaves. Do not fail, Magnus General Scepter Thorn. Why are all the Thorns such assholes? Abner Thorn notwithstanding, because he's an asshole too, even though he's at least a respectable asshole.
I'm rather busy right now.
You just missed it. The ship's captain left the ship and headed toward that alley to the south. She looked like she was in a hurry. What did you find, though? Anything that reveals more about their plans?
Imperial spies have infiltrated the city.
The gore-bellied bastards! I knew that ship was carrying more than just supplies. We need to move fast. Can you follow the captain and find out what she's up to? Then take the proof to the Queen. If this doesn't wake her up, nothing will.
I'll handle that. What about you?
I'll go and find Sir Jarnet and any other guards who remain loyal. After you've informed the Queen, come and meet me outside the inn.
I'll be there as soon as possible. Hide behind the rock. This is a very small rock.
Your cargo's unloaded, and I'm here for payment. I hope you don't come to regret this, Huron.
If I come to regret this, I'd probably be dead anyways. I don't expect you to understand, Captain. Here's your payment.
Thanks. When are you and your allies making your move? I want to make sure I'm long gone by then.
Warming everyone up at the weapons cache in the South Alley in just a few hours. So I'd set sail right away. Kind speed you, Captain.
Things have never looked worse.
Somehow I had a feeling I'd see you again. Tell me, has Glerica gotten herself into trouble this time? Or is it that the Duke didn't take kindly to you questioning his decisions?
The Duke is handing the city over to Imperial control.
Oh, come now, you can't expect me to believe that. Has Glerica resorted to trying to deceive me now? This is a jest, right? Surely, Duke Renchant would never even consider such a thing.
These Imperial orders prove it.
I can't believe what I'm reading. How could Renchant be such a fool? Has he given up on defending the kingdom and decided to accept the lesser of two evils? This is simply mad!
So you didn't know anything about this?
Of course not. Though I can blame myself no less. I'm the one who trusted the fool. He's apparently just a damn coward. You know, Aemond told me Renchant was naive. You've now given me proof of this fact. If the Imperials take Bankrai, it will be a fatal blow to the Covenant. We can't allow Renchant to do this. Damn it. He's leaving me no choice but to take back the throne. I know Glerica will be pleased to hear that. Where is she, by the way?
She's gone to find Sir Jarnet and any loyal guards.
Smart girl. She always has been. I suppose I should have listened to her. Very well. We need to do this smoothly. The city has suffered enough. We don't want a battle in the streets. We need to take time to do this right. How much time do we have?
Imperial spies are recruiting citizens and will strike in a few hours.
Gods, there goes that idea. You must root out these spies right away then. Do not use weapons though. That will cause a panic, and I don't want that. Find Glerica and Sir Jarnet and figure out another way.
I'll go find them right now.
After you've ensured the city is safe, meet me in the castle, and we'll deal with Duke Renchant. The poor fool probably doesn't even realize he's committed treason. May the gods keep you, my courageous friend.
Why we shouldn't confront Richard first?
No, he needs to watch his cowardly little plan crumble first. I want him demoralized before we confront him. I also want to think about exactly what to say. It has to be good, you know.
That's fair. The Queen is not happy. Oh no, they're both dead.
Friends, foes, and fools. Hard to know which is which, or who is who. Choose poorly and wind up dead.
What happened?
A witness I was, and nothing more. But if a crow can spy someone, so can a spy. But you know the true threat now. Imperials! Now, you must listen to me.
What? Why should I trust you? I don't even know who you are.
Uella, they call me. Those that follow. From the Reach we come to conquer this land. But the enemy of an enemy is a friend. So I am a friend.
You're with the Reachmen?
My Reachmen march this way. Evermore will be ours. But not if Imperials have it. They are a threat right now for you and me. You need friends. Let us be friends then, and join together to beat our common foe.
This is not a good idea. You just said you came to conquer. How can I trust you?
Temporary truce. Neither one's ever more Imperial. We work together, destroy the Imperials, then we are enemies again. I like it not myself, but you have no one to help you now. The only choice for either of us is to work together.
What do you propose?
You cannot strike down spies, but my crows can. Pretty little pets. Mark our foes, signal my crows, and we will strike. We will clean the city of Imperials. Then we are enemies again.
I don't have much choice. Let's do it. Alright, this is a bad idea, but you know what? Sometimes in situations you have to give in to the bad idea in order to take care of the enemies. And while my instincts scream against it...
The rumors about the Empire enslaving civilians are completely untrue.
That's 500% incorrect, friend. Eat the crow.
Ah, another sharp-minded citizen. Do you also prefer not to be ravaged by Reachmen?
How do you plan to stop them?
Strength. That is the only thing that will stop the invaders. Where can we find a strong army? Why, the Imperials are only a few days' march to the south. Join me, friend. Let us give the city to those who can defend it.
We can defend it just fine. Fly, my feathered friends, fly! Did you approve of that, you demonic piece of shit? Tell me the name of God, you demonic piece of shit. You cannot kill me in any way that matters. I'm not freaking scared of you. Actually, the demonic chicken frightens me.
One thing is sure. If the Reachmen attack, they will spare no one. Here's someone who's seen a battle or two. You've read the writing on the wall, haven't you, my friend?
What does the writing say?
Evermore is doomed without Imperial assistance. Help us. Help us take the city from the Covenant, and we will usher in a new day. A day of security and self-respect. A day of survival.
Not for you. Yeah, okay, so the animation on that is not that good. Like, they really need to touch that up a bit. Like, there's several parts of the base game that could definitely use a touch-up from, but it'll probably be a while before we get anything like that.
Even the Duke has acknowledged this is the best course of action. Ah, did you hear the voice of reason and come to listen more closely? The Reachmen are at the city's doorstep. Something must be done, must it not?
What do you think needs to be done?
Simple. Surrender the city to Imperial control. If the Imperials have Evermore, the Reachmen cannot attack. You will survive, and even better. Surrender now, and we promise you will remain free.
We're not bargaining for freedom. To be torn apart by crows. Sounds painful. Utterly, utterly painful. Orders from the Duke. Captain Hurdron, it is imperative that we move forward and how long is it? Not very long, okay. Imperative we move forward and transition the city to Imperial control immediately. I regret to inform you that your hero from the lighthouse, Reewish Lefdesh, has been asking questions and regrettably does not seem to share our convictions. Though I would prefer to avoid shedding any blood in the transfer of power, I would urge you to act quickly and decisively should your friend try to intervene. Remember, we do this to save the city. Gods be with you, the Duke.
I liked you, friend. I did. I'm sorry it had to come to this.
And I'm sorry that you stand no chance against me, but whatever.
That should fetch a fair fetching price.
You'll be out of the stock soon, my friend.
Can you believe this? The Duke's apparently run off to avoid facing me. After what he's done, I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Tell me, though, is the city safe? Have the Imperial spies been dealt with?
Yes, the spies are gone and the city is safe.
Excellent. Then dealing with the rat I let into the castle is all that remains. If we can just find whatever hole he's scurried into. No, but what about Sir Jarnet and Glerica? All three of you deserve a medal after this is done with.
I'm sorry, but they were killed.
No. Glerica. Glerica is gone? But why? She was an innocent young girl. I knew the Imperials were heartless, but do they have no honor at all? Richard. He's responsible for this too. Where is that bastard?
Do you think he's still in the castle?
Yes. He's actually most likely to be down in Eamon's private rooms. Unworthy swine that he is. Will you come with me? I could call the guard, but it might be better if you and I just deal with this quickly and quietly.
Of course, I'll accompany you, Your Majesty.
Richard, you bastard! I rue the day I gave you the throne. What you've done is nothing less than treason!
Welcome back, Argella. Good work. First, you ran this kingdom into the ground, then you dumped it into my lap. Now the two of you repay me by sabotaging my plans and destroying any hope we had of surviving the Reachmen attack.
You think the Imperials were our only hope?
Of course they were. Have you seen the Reachmen's numbers? You think you can take them all on yourself? You cut off one head, but there are thousands more, and they are barbarians. You've doomed the people of this city to a fate worse than death.
Do you know what the Imperials were planning?
Whatever it was, the alternative was death. Listen, there's nothing more to say. If you expect me to apologize and plead for mercy, you're out of luck. I was doing the right thing. Lock me up if you must, but I don't deserve death.
Okay, guys, it's time for the vote. So we have three options. We could say, you're right, we'll lock you up, let the Duke live. Sorry, the penalty for treason is death, and we strike him down ourselves. Or, it's up to you, your majesty, and let the Queen decide what happens to him. The Queen, Joe's deciding the Queen. Okay, M Sharp, Edge. Queen for M Sharp as well. Edge, you still there? You want to vote? All right, so everyone's saying that the Queen gets to decide. It's up to you, your majesty.
Very well then. Argella, my fate is in your hands. You know I made the only rational choice.
I wouldn't call it rational, Rencient. I would call it cowardly. Aemond died defending this kingdom, and you'll die for betraying it. Now that he's been dealt with, we have real work to do. Please, meet me outside.
What can I say? She's Emmerich's cousin. Of course she had... or is she Emmerich's sister? Either his cousin or his sister, I can't remember which one, but the blood of Emmerich's family flows in her veins. There was only one option she could choose, and that was murder! Her warrior blood wouldn't have allowed her to do anything else. And she got the satisfaction of striking him down herself.
Thank you for dealing with that situation. I know it wasn't pleasant, but life just isn't always a pleasant thing. Certainly not in my case. Nevertheless, we have responsibilities we cannot simply ignore. Glarica taught me that. And you, of course.
Glarica would be very proud of you.
I know. I feel partially responsible for her death. But if I give in to remorse or sorrow, I would be doing her a dishonor. From now on, I'm going to honor Aemond's legacy, rule as he would have, as he and Glarica would want me to.
I'm here to support you, your majesty.
No matter what the future holds, Evermore is deeply indebted to you, as I am too. In times like these, we all need a hero like you, to remind us that no matter how bad things get, there's always hope.
Complete quest.
Is that the sound of battle I hear?
We are enemies again, you and I.
Imperial's tricks are undone, but your stone city will still fall. Through Crow's eyes, I spy your weak defenses. These lands belong to the Reach, and we will soon sweep through.
How can you be so sure of that?
You don't need a crow's eyes to see this. Use your own. Look north. If you do not spy my armies now, you will soon. Count your blessings, though. Death at a Reachman's hand is more merciful than enslavement at an Imperial's.
Neither sounds particularly attractive.
The sooner your fate is accepted, the better we will all feel. I am queen of these lands, not that weak woman over there. Tell her the truth. After the city's sacked, I'm going to peck out her eyes.
I'll tell the Queen what you said.
I hope you'll forgive me for being blunt, but under the circumstances, there's no time for social niceties. I am still in awe of what you've done to save the city, but did I just see you talking to a crow?
Yes, that was Ula, the leader of the Reachmen.
So that's why all these crows have descended on the city? Gods, I knew it wasn't a coincidence. Fine, I'll give every guard a bow. I think it's time for us to do some bird hunting. First though, if you spoke to their leader, what did she say?
That her army is coming to kill us all.
I see. Not really much of a surprise. The Reachmen are bearing down on Northglen already. We've already sent every soldier we can spare, but there's little chance of turning the tide of battle. Your presence there might make all the difference.
I'll go to Northglen and see if I can help.
Once you get there, I'm sure the Reachmen won't know what hit them. Look for Sergeant Anteve in Northglen. He was just sent there, but with Captain Huron dead, he's one of my most senior officers. I suppose I'll need to give him a promotion.
What would you like me to tell him about the promotion?
Sure, he could probably use some encouragement. Tell him I'm going to promote him to lieutenant, assuming we defeat the Reachmen, of course.
Yes, ma'am. Wow, straight from a non-commissioned officer sergeant to an officer lieutenant. That's a pretty big promotion. Then again, the ranking system might work differently than it does in the military. So. Oh, Sergeant, I have good news for you, and potentially bad news as well.
Look here. If it isn't Strasnock's Bane, have you come down to lop off a few more Reachman heads? There are plenty to go around down these parts.
The Queen sent me to see how I can help.
Smart woman. Damn glad she's back in charge. Who'd have thought Duke Renchant was going to sell us all out? Guess he got what was coming to him. We've got Reachman to worry about now. Captain Garecroft's in charge here. You should talk to him.
Complete quest.
I'm expecting you to come back here with at least a few Reachman heads hanging from your belt. We can mount them on the city walls. I wonder what Captain Huron did with old Strasnock's head. We should get that one up there, too.
You know that the captain is dead, right?
No? Damn! That stupid Nord! He was in on Duke Renchant's plan, wasn't he? I had a feeling. Well,
the Queen's gonna promote you to lieutenant.
She said that? Well, I'll be an Argonian's uncle.
Uncle!
I thought I'd be sergeant forever. Maybe I can afford that new mace after all. Assuming we beat the Reachman and the Queen stays true to her word. I trust her, though.
Uncle, it's been so long. How are you? So good to see you.
Where are those scouts?
Captain.
I hope you're here to help me. Dureg and his Dark Witnesses attacked without warning. My best scouts go to gather information. Only 2 returned. Isabeth disobeyed orders to look for them, and now she too is overdue. What else could go wrong?
Perhaps I can help.
Any help is welcome. Isabeth was last seen advancing toward the chapel to look for Hatmi. The scouts' mission is to recover information and rescue civilians. We can't let the invaders reach Evermore.
I'll do what I can, Captain.
Take this concoction Elgeni made. It heals and conceals, according to her. If they're injured, they'll need it, but it only lasts so long. They must come here straight away, or risk the effects wearing off.
I'll do my best to find them. Hello, Reachman. I bear a message from the old. You're all fired. Caddock would not be pleased with what you're doing right now. Yes, I have been to Markarth. I know how things are going there right now.
Run away? Well, no, I guess it wouldn't. Maybe they should try that. All right, but don't cry for Mummy.
Reachman, Phil! You're no Reachman. Stendar's finally seen it fit to grant me a little mercy.
I'm here to help. Captain Garecroft sent me.
He did? Not Isabeth? I'd hoped she'd gotten the others to the camp by now.
Do you know where Isabeth went?
She rescued a Weirus, and a villager named Leotil. The Weirus said they're holding an area beneath the alien ruins. Isa said she'd go and see about an alliance. I told them to leave me here. I'd only slow them down with these wounds.
A Weirus?
Yes, one of the women of the woods. I was taught never to trust them, but Isa thought they could help us retake Northglen and keep the Reachmen out of Evermore. She might still be with them on the shore. There's an entry to the ruins there.
I'll find them. Use this poultice and get back to the camp.
Thank you. I hope to see you back at the camp.
I'm not sure if that was a man or a woman.
Elgeni's up.
Oh great, Bloodthorn zombies? How did they get Bloodthorn zombies? Agoth the Gravecollar's dead. I killed him. Maybe they have some of his, Bloodthorn seeds that he made. Weirus.
Another one. Curious. What do you want?
I'm looking for a scout named Isabeth.
She was here. She returned our sister to us, so we are in her debt.
Did you see a villager with her, Lility? Or Lility?
The other has a sickness within her, of an unknown kind. We will keep the sick girl away from the land, lest she spread an incurable disease through our woods. If you're curious, speak to Weiris Delphique. She's within the ruins.
I'll go speak with her. Weiris, I'm here to help.
Weiris Asteria let you in? I trust she had good reason. What drove you to seek me in this house of stone?
What's wrong with the girl?
Ah, you seek this child. She goes nowhere. She's infected and I must determine what it is she carries inside her.
Inside her?
It's a seed for certain, though what the Dark Witnesses have cultivated in the fields of Northglen is a mystery. I've one last attempt at a cure. You're just in time to witness the results.
I am.
Watch and remember what you are about to see. First, I'll expose the corruption. Look, you can see it plainly.
Oh yeah.
Now to see if I can purge it. Foul creature, be gone! Well, that didn't go as planned. Disturbing, to say the least. So the Dark Witnesses would turn us all into their puppets to reinforce their army and take Evermore. We can't allow that to happen.
What did you do to the girl?
I tried to draw out the evil, but my spell agitated it. Transformed her into one of those abominations roaming Northglen. Small wonder we've seen no prisoners. They've turned them. And as their army grows, so does the threat on the Viridian Woods.
Will you align with Captain Gearcraft?
The Evermore soldiers? And why should we trust them? If we left the Viridian Woods, they'd cut down our trees in days, and mine the land with no regard for the life harbored there.
How can I convince you to ally with them against the Reachmen?
Take this rune to wither the Reachman's markers in the fields, then cut off Dureg's head. Prove yourself on our side as well, and I'll meet the captain Isabeth spoke of.
Isabeth, where is she?
She left. Said she had to search the farmhouses. Are you stalling, or do you truly believe we can trust the soldiers of Evermore? Isabeth spoke of an alliance too before she left. Well, you can finish her work. Will you take Dureg's head or not?
I'll get it done.
Luck be with you. We'll journey to the Evermore camp if you complete the job. We're closely tied to the land, so we'll know when you've been successful.
What are the markers?
Reachman effigies that Dureg conjured out of the earth. Perhaps remnants of power they left behind. They're the source of the seeds they cultivate in the fields. Destroy the markers, and you destroy the seeds.
What do you mean by the power they left behind?
This land used to be theirs, and not so long ago. They're here to reclaim it. It's why Evermore is such a prize to them. Perhaps we'd let them remain if they didn't pose such a threat to the Viridian Woods. Reachmen know no boundaries.
Do you really believe there's no cure?
Whatever the Dark Witnesses are using, it consumes the victim. Had this child lived, she would have attacked. We've been observing them. Their power increases in numbers.
You mentioned it was planted inside of her?
Yes. We believe a seed is forced inside. It takes root within the heart. As you saw, any real attempt to remove them only spurs on the growth and takes the victim to the final phase.
Okay. So if they get infected, there is no saving them. This is somebody's apple orchard. Yeah, you jerks. Could have even been one of the farmers that they turned into a zombie. This is actually a decent place to grind if you can get a huge stack of enemies up. You can get quite a bit of experience in a short order here. Not as quick in some places, but not bad. This
I don't
guarded.
want to hurt you, but now I'm going to.
Would this property technically belong to you now? I'm sure that the Queen of Evermore would make a point that it belongs to the city of Evermore now, but or they could have surviving relatives that could come in and take it over. The Bretons are nothing if not having very large families. Ah, darn it, Mary.
Did I miss anything interesting?
You missed me drinking Witch Mother's Potent Brew, but it's literally it. Darrock, where are you? You're in the basement. There you are.
Stop me!
Poor Isabeth.
Another victim for your ranks.
He's dead.
I'm badly injured.
Do you want to brag about that, or
I
should
need to go.
For the love of Mara, I didn't think I'd see the end of this day. Did Captain Gayercroft, my father, send you?
Yes, he did. We need to return to his camp.
I know Durake's plan. He has stores of seeds he plans on using to turn the innocent into pawns for his army. You must destroy the stores. With Durake out of the way and his weapon destroyed, it will leave this army without a leader and a plan.
I understand.
I'm badly injured. Whatever Durake was doing to me, probably trying to implant one of those seeds like the others, it's left me too weak. You need to go. Finish the mission without me. Besides, if he was successful, I may compromise everything.
Try this poultice, it might help.
Perfect. One of Elgeni's, I bet. This will do nicely.
What was he doing to you?
Trying to implant me like the rest. He said he was adding me to his ranks. That I'd be the perfect weapon. And he'd watch as I attacked my own father, and my father would have to kill me. I fell unconscious from the pain moments later.
What were you saying about the poultice?
I recognize it, and it's one of Elgeni's best. The poultice does more than heal. It grants invisibility. But if you engage any of the Reachmen after you use it, the spell will break.
Are you alright?
No. I only found one survivor, and then Glenmorrow Weird wouldn't let her go. I found Ulmad and Vindeus dead. But Hotme, did you find her too? I never should have left her alone. My father, that is, Captain Gayercroft, will be disappointed.
He'll be happy that you're safe.
You don't know him. He only acknowledges me when I'm doing something wrong. He calls me Isabeth the Impatient. Isabeth the Ignorant. Since I disobeyed orders, I bet he's got plenty to say about me today.
Ouch, that's gotta hurt. Go up here and grab this sky shard before we go destroy the stores. If I can, I might have to go all the way around to get to it.
Whew, that was a bit of a warm-up.
Oh, Aspects of Lord Hersey. That's a cool book. It's kind of weird for the Reachmen to have a book with them because the Reachmen don't read, but, you know. It's one. That's two. There's three. There's four. Mary, you better not aggro anybody, because we have a straight run back to the place as long as you don't aggro somebody.
Father!
Scout Isabeth, you put this company at risk by disobeying orders. Thanks to our new ally here, the Weird agreed to help us drive out the Reachmen. I hope you... Where is Delphique? What is the meaning of this?
I thought as much. Captain Garecroft, your scout is infected. Kill her if you wish to maintain this alliance.
I won't kill her based on your word.
Then trust your new ally's word.
I'll make my own judgment. I don't take orders from you.
Father, stop! So it's true. I'm infected.
That must be why Elgeni's poultice didn't fully heal me. I wasn't conscious for a while after they captured me. He had time to...
Is what Wyrus Delphique says true?
Yes, it's true.
Everything I've been through. For this? And my own father won't even acknowledge me as his daughter. But it's worth it, right? My life for an alliance that will save Evermore.
Are you sure you want to do this?
I'll let Delphique know I'm ready. I'm sure she won't hesitate, and my father won't stop her. Evermore has always taken priority for him. Evermore and duty. Maybe I follow in his footsteps after all.
I'll make sure he knows that.
I've made my decision, Father.
Isabeth, don't be foolish. You can't think straight.
No, Father. I've never been so clear. Wyrus Delphique? Do it. Now, before I change my mind.
Isabeth! The Weird expect an alliance now after they murder my daughter in cold blood? They're lucky I don't have them all killed here and now.
It was Isabeth's choice, and you need this alliance.
After what the Weird did to my daughter, the Weird has killed her without hesitation. I can't have that unpredictability among my soldiers.
Wyrus Delphique may have saved lives by doing what Isabeth wanted.
Isabeth was a foolish girl. I should have disciplined her better. Made her stronger. She never followed orders. I knew this way of life would get her killed. How can I possibly consent to this alliance with her blood on their hands?
She wanted this alliance. It'll save Evermore.
Yes. Evermore needs this alliance. But I need... Isabeth's sacrifice will be remembered. You've proven yourself as a great ally to Evermore. I'll agree to this alliance. Together, we'll drive out the Reachmen.
Even together, my sisters and these soldiers can only prevent these Reachmen from advancing further south. Defeating the Dark Witnesses for good will require that someone goes deeper into their territory to kill the Hagraven, Yuella.
Do you know where Yulia is?
With the crows as her spies, Yuella is everywhere. But the Hagraven's physical form is assuredly deep in Reachman-held territory. My sisters have been searching for her, but it will take time. The foul creature has wards that block weird magic.
Perhaps I should go help then.
You would venture up to Jackdaw Cove? Uella's influence has corrupted everything there. It's wretched, but if you are willing, I will not try to dissuade you. Search for my sisters near Jackdaw Cove. Perhaps with your help, Uella can be destroyed.
I'll go to Jackdaw Cove then. Or Jackdaw Cove then. Well, not right away. There's other things to do first. There's quite a bit of things to do first. Let me pull up the map and see what I want to do first. This one's gonna be this one's my priority right now. We've gotten 2 main quests done, which is not bad for one day. And like I said, we have plenty of time until High Isle comes out, so I'm not in any rush. But I mean, I want to get like progress done, but there's a lot of stuff to do. Like we have an entire map to get done, so it's like we may as well get some side stuff done as well today. Here we go. We can talk to this weird. Oh, dadgummit! Guarantee you they would have come to attack me the moment I started talking to the Weirus. Hello, Weirus.
The woods welcome you. Know that the creatures here are neither enemies nor friends. There are hunters and prey.
Are these woods not safe to travel through?
For you? Perhaps. The Viridian Sentinel once kept the wild at bay for the folk of Banquerai, but his power wanes. Soon he may regret saving the Princess of Evermore. Her mother already mourns her death, so why interrupt the natural course?
Evermore's princess is here?
Gravely wounded, but yes, Princess Alara is here. The Sentinel tends to her, and it takes all his power to draw her away from death. He would welcome aid if you wish to give it. We Weird have fulfilled our part of the bargain and shall offer no more.
I'll go find him then.
He'll be at the Standing Stones by Viridian Lake. His power is strongest there. Look for the broken statue. It overlooks the altar where he works.
Who is the Viridian Sentinel?
The Sentinel is part of an ancient pact made long before living memory. A guardian of the woods of sorts, who anoints his or her successor without needing our approval. Not all Weird believe we should continue to honor the pact.
Why shouldn't you honor it?
The Glenmoral Weird were not a party to the original pact. It's only our connection to the forest which binds us to it. The Sentinel is no true ally to the Weirises of the Viridian Wood. His sway over the natural order is anything but natural.
By the way, as you all may have noticed, their name is the Glenmoral Weird. That is... You may recognize the word Glenmoral. What is a Weiris?
If I had a seed for every man, woman, and child who asked me that, I'd cover the land in ivy in a fortnight. We are of the forest, and the forest is of us. That is all an outsider needs to know.
Who is the Viridian Sentinel?
The Sentinel is part of an ancient pact made
sort of
long
pact?
before living. The forest is old and powerful. Long ago, a man not of the forest found a way to harness the forest's power and bend it to the will of his people. They called him the Viridian Sentinel. The title and its power has been passed down for generations.
Princess. She seems to be sleeping, but her heartbeat is weak. It doesn't seem possible to wake her.
Sad, isn't it? The poor child.
Stenwick.
I'm afraid not. As the Sentinel, I must warn you that these woods aren't safe. But as old girls, I'm glad to see a friendly face. I remember when that child was at more than a knee's height. And now she's laid out like a corpse.
Will she survive?
She was attacked and left for dead by the wayside like a beast. Well, she won't die on my watch. Not if you can help me. Around the lake, you'll find rings of mushrooms. Fairy rings. But fairies aren't what I need.
What do you need?
Take my amulet. Get down in the center of the rings and feel the earth. I need the energy from there to keep Alara alive. I need to take the child back to my hut. It's just up the hill a bit. Can't miss it.
You're the one called the Sentinel?
Well, the Weird won't call me anything different.
Most people who live around here call me Old Girls, or just Stenwick. The Viridian Sentinel is a bit of a mouthful, don't you think? Makes me sound more important than I really am.
What exactly is the Viridian Sentinel?
Well, these woods have a life and a mind of their own. Well, what I do is make sure it doesn't get out of hand. There's some good folk who live near these lands, and without a firm hand, why, the wild would grow right over them.
How did you become the Sentinel?
Me? I'd left Evermore and decided to live my life in the woods. And I met a man here, the previous Sentinel. He needed help and I stayed with him. When he grew too weary, he blessed me with the title.
How long ago was that?
A long, long time ago. Once I even worked as a royal gardener in Evermore. Well, I'm more comfortable in the woods. It's where I belong.
What exactly is the Viridian Sentinel?
Well, these woods have a life and a mind of their own.
Okay. I don't think that would help him, Sharp. It would probably just cause her heart to give out. One. I'm walking defibrillator. Thank you for putting that image in my head, M-Sharp. You're welcome, happy to help.
If I was younger, I could instantly purge the poison running through this young lady's veins. Now it takes all my strength just to keep her breathing. Poor dear.
Here's your amulet back.
Just in time. I've made a salve for Alara that'll help her wake. I'll channel what energy I have left into her. The amulet should be able to sustain me afterwards. At least I hope it will.
Let me guess, you'd like me to
This is
use
just
that
a
on a
moment.
bunch of the high elves, don't you?
Took more out of me than I thought. Go on, give it to the poor girl. I'll be all right.
She's awake.
I was asleep? What am I doing in this hovel? And who are you? No, I remember. Stenwick brought me here. I was sick. Apologies, but I still don't remember who you are.
I'm helping Stenwick. How are you feeling?
Then you have my gratitude. I feel weak, but not unwell. It seems my outer wounds have all been healed. Tell me, stranger, how fares Evermore? Is my mother well? My father?
Your father is dead, but Queen Azerula still lives.
I see. My mother must be in mourning then. I will send word that I am well, if Stenwick is willing. Ah, we have company, it seems. Who's coming in?
Probably a Weirus.
The forest feels your weakness, Sentinel. This is treacherous
Enter
ground.
Daemara. Was that a warning or a threat?
Stenwick. Who is this? A Weirus?
Yes, child. You will know more of them soon enough.
Is that so? You're more foolish than I thought, old man.
Don't think anything of this. The Weird are a strange folk. The Weird and I have always had a tenuous relationship, but saving Alara was something I needed to do, regardless of their objections. It will make this process harder than it needs to be, but I still have some spirit in me yet.
Why does she object to saving the princess?
It's quite complicated. Suffice to say, they don't think I should use the forest power for such things. Of course, they'd much rather I didn't exist at all. But it changes nothing. There's work to be done, and I'm not getting any younger.
Alara seems to be cured. What more is left to do?
Oh, my salve was but a reprieve, I fear. In order to safeguard Alara, I need to do something drastic, and I'll need the Weird's help. You've seen the Spriggans of the forest, I'll bet. There's one that's much older and much wiser than the rest of them.
What's so important about the Spriggan?
Some call her the voice of the forest. In a way, she is. I need a bud from one of her branches, one freely given. It can harness the full power of these woods to safeguard Ilara's life. May I ask your aid once again?
I'd like to know why the Weird don't want to help you first.
They are guardians of nature in the truest sense, and I am a guardian of the people. Our interests don't always coincide. They see my role as Sentinel as unnatural, though the Sentinel has existed for generations. Oh, my salve was but a reprieve, I fear. Some call her the voice of the forest. It shouldn't be difficult to find, but if you must... Many Spriggans carry a spore that returns to the voice of the forest when the Spriggan dies. You could kill them and follow it to the voice, but that certainly won't make it very happy.
I'll get the bud from the voice of the forest.
Take my amulet. Its power is spent, but the voice of the forest will recognize it and grant you an audience. Weiris Damara may not welcome you when you take the bud to her, but persevere. She knows what the Weird must do.
I won't sit here and let you do all the work. We have to find the voice of the forest. If Stenwick needs a Spriggan bud, then I'll do anything to get it for him.
And it's probably best if you stay here and rest.
I suppose you're right. I'll stay here with Stenwick. But this forest voice, if it's like a Spriggan, it will react to their deaths. I bet you could kill some Spriggans to draw it out.
That might anger it.
Probably, but they're animals. I don't see any other way to reason with them. Stenwick needs the bud, and we don't have time to coddle the Spriggans. We need their cooperation, whether they intend to give it or not.
Stenwick said we could just search for it.
And if we never find it? No. Kill the Spriggans. It's the best chance to do this quickly.
Yeah, no, I'll do this my way. I tend to try not to kill Spriggans in this quest. I like to try to experiment without killing them, like, because I've always been my goal to try to reach the voice of the forest without killing any of the Spriggans. Which is a lot harder than it sounds, believe it or not. Trying to find my way to where it is without killing Spriggans. There's a troll. I have a vague idea of where it is, but... It's been a while since I last did this quest. This troll isn't nearly as strong as the ones that we fought last night. Those trolls had, yes, over 9,000. And boy did they clap. I thought for sure this was right. I'm outside of the radius. And I put away Miri so she wouldn't go all murder on me, and... just a regular Spriggan. Oh, I bet it's right over here. Nope, seems like I'm wrong again. It's been months the last time I did this quest. It's probably why I don't remember where the... Why am I stuck? I don't want to kill you, Spriggan, but I will if I have to. Two Spriggans. 3 Spriggans, good gracious. I am way outside the range, dadgummit. I might just have to give up and kill the Spriggans and just chalk it up as a loss, because I do like doing it without killing the Spriggans, but it's not easy to find. Yeah, I'm just gonna chalk it up as a loss and kill these 2 Spriggans. To be fair, the voice of the forest isn't happy with you regardless of what you do. I literally walked right past this.
This creature disturbs the woods with the Sentinel's binding as a token. Has the forest not bent to the whims of the Sentinel already? What more can we give?
The Sentinel sent me to get a bud from your branches.
So, he may pass our yoke to another, a stranger to the woods. Your demand is empty, voice of the Sentinel. I refuse.
We need it to save Princess Allura.
Why should we care for a mortal?
You would doom this girl to die for a grudge against the Sentinel?
We only seek to grow as our nature intends. Your Sentinel is the one who prevents this. But you care nothing for our plight. It is a waste to speak of this further.
Then let me have what I seek.
Take the bud and be gone. But know this. There shall be no peace in these woods.
Man, these woods are vicious. Of course, Spriggans in general are just naturally vicious.
familiar scent surrounds you. Did the Sentinel send you? What do you hold?
The Sentinel said you know what this bud means.
How dare the Sentinel pick his successor out of pity? But she didn't bring us the bud, you did. Why should we give our blessing to one who needs another to carry her burdens?
What do you mean, his successor?
He didn't even trust you enough to tell you, did he? Let the Sentinel explain it to you when you next see him. I'll do my part and no more. Where is this princess who is greater than the needs of nature?
If you want to speak to Alara, she's waiting at the Sentinel's hut.
Too weak to even follow you? No, the forest does not need such a creature. The Sentinel oversteps his bounds, and the Weird will not allow it.
If you have something to say, you'll say it to my
I will.
face.
You are weak, fit for little more than prey. How do you hope to wield the Sentinel's power?
Stenwick is trying to save my life. I don't know what he has planned, but I certainly owe it to him to see this through.
The child knows nothing, and he expects us to offer our blessing? Once the Viridian Sentinel stood for something more than a wet nurse to spoiled children. Now he expects us to train and rear this daughter of the city as our own? No. The Sentinel asks too much.
Why do you dislike the Sentinel so much?
His time wanes. He will make this girl the new Sentinel, untrained and unfit. He holds no respect for the forest and no respect for the Weird. What does it matter to us if one child withers to allow the forest to grow free, I ask you?
I need to talk to Princess Alara too.
If you must. Of course, you already know whose side she'll be on. That said, arrangements must be made. Be quick.
Why don't you just take her in hand and train her? I mean, that would solve the problem right there.
I don't know what Stenwick is planning, but if it'll save my life, I trust him. I don't understand why these weird people can't see that.
Why do they seem to dislike you so much?
Sounds like jealousy to me. It won't stand in my way. I won't give up a second chance at life for the whims of some forest folk. Stenwick is a kind man. Why won't they see that he means no harm?
I agree with you, but we still need their blessing.
The Weird can't interfere forever. Let them bless this thing and be done with it. Stenwick's
They're
not
literally
getting
the
any
same
younger.
race, though. They're all Bretons. That makes this even funnier.
We will need to bless the Voice's bud if you intend to go through with this.
What needs to be done with the bud?
Althine will help you prepare it. For the Sentinel's ritual, he needs a Spriggan bud, freely given. You have obtained that, but the bud will not bloom without nurturing. I hope you aren't squeamish about blood.
I'm an Argonian, of course I'm not.
But sister, you said this was the last time we would help the Sentinel. Come. Let us finish the blessing and be done with it. Come along, then. We have a sacrifice ready. When I say, hold the bud out in your hands, keep them steady, no matter what happens. Plunge it into the offering. Quickly.
As soon as it allows me to.
The Weird have stalled long enough. Stenwick isn't healthy, and we must do what he asked before it's too late. Go to him. Tell him what we've done. I'm short of breath and must save my strength.
What will you be safe here?
I have a feeling they don't dare harm me as long as I'm under Stenwick's protection. We'll see if I guessed correctly.
He'll want to see you again.
Of course. And this bud may heal Stenwick, the way he healed me. We'll need to use it if we're to save him. Take him to that altar in the lake. I'll meet you there.
I was hoping you'd return before... I couldn't speak to you one last time. It's good Alar's not with you. I'd hate for her to see me in such a state.
What happened?
Time, my friend. I gave my everything to heal Ilara, and still it won't be enough. That's why I sent you to get the Spriggan bud. The only way she'll live past a fortnight is if she becomes the Sentinel. And luckily there'll be a vacancy shortly.
How will the Sentinel help? Being the Sentinel help her?
In a sense, the power of the Sentinel is immortal. I'm old, but Ilara is young. The Sentinel's power will take root and flourish in her. The weird fear what she will become, but you can't let that stop you. Take my essence. When I'm gone,
what should I tell Ilara?
Ilara, tell her. She must tame the will of the woods. The bud will summon, and the amulet will bind. The weird certainly won't help, considering they'd much rather see this power go to waste. Don't let the Sentinel's power fade. It must live on in Ilara.
Who's gonna feed his cat is my question. Did he? I wonder if he thought about that.
I thought he'd be here by now. Where is Stenwick?
He died just after I returned to him.
He gave everything to keep me alive. Even his life.
Body.
I don't even know what to do now. Does that mean I'm doomed to die as well?
He said you must become the new Sentinel in order to live.
That was his plan all along, wasn't it? And I never got to thank him. If this is what he wanted, then I must see it through. You still have his amulet? Take it to the altar. We'll say a few words for him. So these moats are all that's left of dear Stenwick. What's that sound? Can you hear it?
We meet again, ally of the Viridian Sentinel. Now you seek to subjugate these woods once again. We will see if you can
And how do we do that?
How I long to watch you stumble and fail. But an ancient pact compels me to explain the rite. One simply has to gather the moats about the lake. But beware, we are not without our own defenses.
What happens if we fail?
Then there will be no Viridian Sentinel. The yoke about our necks for centuries would be freed. Of course, there is one way to ensure the princess does not become the Sentinel. Destroy the Spriggan bud I gave you, and she will fail.
Alright, we have a choice, guys. We can ask, doesn't that mean Ilara will die, or how do I destroy the bud? Do we want the Sentinel to continue and tame nature? Okay, so M Sharp is on help Ilara. Do we want the Sentinel to tame nature, or do we want Ilara to live? Or, well, that's the same thing. The Sentinel to tame nature, or let the wilds run free. Okay, so we're gonna go with, does that mean Ilara will die?
It is true, but we have endured a slow death for much longer. Man was not meant to rule over nature. No matter their intentions, they cannot know the will of the woods. The Viridian Sentinel is a mockery of nature's true cycle.
I think you're just
I'm better
bitter.
now. Gods, what is this place?
Oh, that was enough. Wait, is this failed? That wasn't right. No, I succeeded. She's the...
I didn't think we'd be able to pull through at the end. But we did. We did. You can't imagine how this feels. I had no idea Stenwick had this kind of... power.
What do you mean?
I can feel the earth. I can taste the wind. It's like every piece of this forest is a part of me. I will remain here, a part of these woods forever. Could I even command the beasts? It seems that it would have been a trivial matter.
So your injuries are cured?
More than that. The rocks themselves give me strength. I feel immortal. Ah, apologies, my friend. This power, it's heady, like a deep, cold pool. Refreshing, but so easy to fall into. I have much to learn, it seems. We met only briefly, but the forest will remember your deeds forever. I will make sure of it.
Do you understand why I made this decision?
So much has happened to me. It's hard to think clearly.
Will you return to Evermore?
No. I belong here, in these woods. Eventually, the Weird and I will come to terms. I see our past and present through the eyes of the Sentinel. There will never be love between us, but understanding is not too much to ask.
Okay, and that's the end of that area, so we are off to the next. And by the way, all the creatures in here are still hostile. I don't know what I aggroed, but it's being pretty persistent. Come on.
Ready when you are.
Take a moment and kill us some hags. Oh cool, that was one of my daily endeavors I hadn't done yet. Ah, here we go. Oh, very nice. That's a piece of the Ring of the Pale Order. I'm gonna have to dig that up later.
Anything hurts so bad. It's the waiting that's the worst. If Kerbal has some magic cure, why doesn't she just give it to my husband? To all of these poor souls. Are you also waiting to see Kerbal?
Not me. Who's Kerbal?
She's the village's mayor. They say Kerbal can cure any disease, but once cured, you can never leave the village. I'm not sick, but my husband Draven is. And if we have to live in a hovel for the rest of our lives to save him, that's fine by me.
Where's this village?
That's another strange thing. It's hidden, through the cave up the hill. Kerbal will send for me eventually. But I'm worried. It's forever without him. Could you take a look and make sure Draven's all right?
I have some gold. I can pay you.
I'll take a look around.
You'll need to talk to the guard by the cave entrance before you go. They don't take kindly to unexpected visitors. Draven's my husband, tall, handsome fellow. Tell him I'm still waiting.
What kind of illness does Draven have?
To be honest, we don't know. He doesn't like to talk about it, even to me. Last month he locked himself in our basement and refused to come out. As if he was afraid I'd catch it from him.
How did you two hear about this village?
I heard all about a legendary village where all illnesses cured, ever since I was a lad. When Draven got sick, I needed to find it, or learn whether it even existed. Spent nearly all our gold until I did, and here we are at last.
How long have you been waiting for him?
Draven entered the village a week ago. Kerbal says it's part of the treatment, to see how the patient fares without his or her family. She sent someone to tell me it won't be much longer. I can't wait to be with my husband again.
How did you two hear about this bill? Oh, you already asked. I already asked that. Okay. Go in and check on his husband.
The Mages Guild is recruiting... Stop! I must alert the mayor to all new arrivals.
I'd like to talk to Kerbal.
Many would. I can't allow everyone into the village, or we'd be overrun by disease. Some say the village can cure everything, but that's definitely not true. We're very selective. You seem healthy enough, though. What's your business?
I wanted to ask Kerbal about Draven Linochi, one of her patients.
His case came up today, so your timing is excellent. I'll signal ahead that you're coming in. We ask that you don't stray from the town once you pass the cave. The woods beyond the village aren't safe.
Very well. Bet y'all can guess what's going on in this village.
Rejoice! Soon we will have a new member of our family, Draven.
Well, we're in town. I'm gonna put on my
I will
town
speak to each
clothes.
of you individually. I don't recognize you.
If I can find it.
Let us speak.
Can't you see I'm busy?
That's not it. Ah, here it is.
Welcome to our humble village. Not many find us by accident, yet I smell no illness upon you. May I ask what brings you here, if not the cure?
I'm looking for a man named Draven.
Ah, Renoir sent you then. He need not wait outside any longer. Draven will soon be inducted into the village. I'll see to it the guard lets him know. Is that all you seek, then?
Inducted into the village? What do you mean by that?
I apologize, but you are an outsider. It's impossible for you to fully understand, but... Suffice to say that those who are cured must stay in the village. It is for our protection and theirs. Draven is in the guest house if you wish to see him.
Goodbye. I need to change the color of this outfit, though, to make it my green and white.
Forgive me for not getting up. It's been a long day, and I'm ravenous. Is there something you need? Are you new too?
Renault sent me to make sure you were alright.
He's such a silly one. Of course I am. Now that Kerbal's agreed to cure me. He can come to the village now the first week's over. Is he still suspicious of these fine folk in the village, I wonder?
What exactly is Kerbal curing?
Ah, I'm afraid I can't talk about it. The village prides itself on privacy. I apologize if Renoir inconvenienced you in your travels. But as you can see, everything's fine.
Draven, what's going on? No one will tell me a thing.
Everything will be all right.
I can't be the only one who thinks something strange is going on. Kerbal and the lot of them. There's some kind of cult.
Renoir, let it rest. Soon I'll be better. Doesn't that...
I don't trust anyone. I don't trust anyone in this town. Why won't they tell me exactly what the cure is? Why can't we leave town afterwards? And if they have a remedy, why can't they tell me what's wrong with Draven?
Draven sounds content with this.
Draven's desperate for a cure. He'll believe anything, anyone. I know you've got your own business, but I could use someone on my side. If you could have a look around, or maybe ask people about this place. I don't know. I'm at a loss.
I'll see if I can figure out what the cure actually is.
Thank you. I'll talk to Kerbal directly and see if she'll tell me anything. So far, she's kept all the details to herself, and you can see what Draven's like. When you have something concrete, let me know. It'd do a lot to ease my mind.
What kind of illness does Draven have?
To be honest,
oh, we already asked that.
Know.
Oh, you're sweeping dirt, so that's suspicious right there.
You're new, aren't you? I saw you leaving the guest house. Anything I can do to ease your transition?
What can you tell me about this village?
I can't tell you anything. Kerbal's forbidden it. You're welcome to stay, but don't go nosing around for clues. We're a private folk, and we don't like outsiders.
The meat in this cart looks like it was ripped rather than cut from whatever creature it came from. The Book of Reason. Yep. Got it in one.
I spent a month trying to convince Kerbal to take me in. Not about to ruin all that work by blabbing off to an outsider. If Kerbal wants you to know something, she'd already have told you.
Something strange is going on. What is it?
If you're so eager to learn our secret, talk to Helene. She's in the lower floor of that house yonder. That's all I'm going to say.
The weirdest part is I actually came here as a werewolf character and there wasn't any unique dialogue, which is really sucked because it doesn't make playing a werewolf very interesting if there's no unique dialogue acknowledging that you're a werewolf.
It hurts. It hurts. Go away.
What's wrong with you?
The change. Oh, the change is coming, and I can't stop it. Oh, Kerbal promised me that she could help, but only after I calm down. Please go. I can smell your blood. It's driving me crazy.
Blood? What change are you talking about?
I'm a werewolf. Oh, gods, I said it. A terrible beast. I can't control myself. But Kerbal promised she'd save me like she saved everyone else.
Please, don't leave yet. Can I talk to you? It's past. I'm so ashamed. The feeling comes and goes, but I need to talk to someone to take my mind off things. Please.
Why are you in this cage?
I'm going through my first change soon. It'll be my first time as a werewolf. Everyone's experience is different. It's a kindness to keep me away from everyone, really, until they know how this will affect me.
How did you get infected?
It was an accident. While hunting rabbits, I stumbled onto a feeding werewolf. He instinctively attacked, but stopped before he caused me serious harm. Unfortunately, he'd already bitten me.
Why were you frightened?
I was so scared.
He changed then and explained what would happen to me. He told me about Kerbal's Hollow. I didn't believe it at first, so I waited. People who heard about my attack made it clear I wasn't welcome. By then, it was too late. So here I am.
Yeah. Apparently they don't have the disease cure potions that can cure lycanthropy before it fully sets in this time period. But what's more suspicious is that a werewolf that was outside Kerbal's Hollow told her about Kerbal's Hollow. Because they were talking about how people don't leave the village. So how did that person know about the Hollow to tell her about it, is the question. Renoir?
That's not right. Something strange is going on in this town. You've seen it, haven't you? They just took Draven away for their initiation. It's like some kind of cult.
Where did they take him?
There's a winding path just past the village. Kerbal and a handful of others took him up that way. They said they didn't have a spare robe for me or some such nonsense.
I found some robes earlier while I was investigating the village.
Enough for both of us? No? Then you use them as a disguise. Kerbal's too familiar with my face by now, and she'll recognize me whatever I wear. They're binding him to the village forever. I don't understand yet. Make them stop before it's too late.
I better head up there to stop up there now.
Keep out of sight. They wouldn't even allow me to watch, so I doubt you'd be welcome there without your robes. If you hurry, you can make it before they arrive. Make sure they don't hurt Draven.
Seriously though, I wish I had the option to tell him, by the way, your husband's a werewolf, so maybe you don't want to stop this. But unfortunately, that's not an option.
There's no turning back now, Draven. You are a part of this village now. Don't be alarmed. Soon the pain will subside.
No. Stop. You're in my head.
Don't interrupt the ritual.
It's a shame that you can't actually just let him finish. You have to interrupt the ritual. It doesn't give you any other options. Like, I really wish there was an option just to let it happen.
No! I've lost control!
Now Draven's a werewolf. Or in werewolf form.
Draven! Come back! You've endangered us all with your meddling. Well, what have you got to say for yourself?
Draven's not sick, he's a werewolf, like Helene.
Yes, we all are, in fact. That's why he came to us. I can suppress the lycanthropic tendencies of the disease. The ritual you interrupted was to seal Draven's form, to protect him as well as the village. But now he's turned and we're all in danger.
What happens now?
We must find him. The ritual might still work if we catch him in time to complete the binding. If not, then we must save the town above all else.
What can I do?
Go after him. I must tell everyone what's happened. Everyone who's left, that is. If he can't be subdued and forced to complete the ritual, he'll have to be killed. And that's on your head, not mine.
Technically it's on Renault's head, because he's the one who told me to do this. Yeah, but again, I didn't have a choice in the matter. Draven is unconscious.
What's happened? Some of the people in the town are acting strangely.
The ritual failed. Draven's turned into a werewolf.
What? That was his disease all along? Why didn't he tell me? We have to go after him. He's probably frightened out of his mind. What was Kerbal thinking?
Kerbal was trying to seal his form. I had to subdue him.
Kerbal has a lot of explaining to do. Sealing his form? What does that even mean? Gods, I pray Draven's all right.
Listen, dude. She was trying to keep him from becoming a werewolf.
Stay calm. We will soon have this back in hand. Keep faith, my friends. Renoir, bring Draven to the town hall. Stranger, come with me. Some of the townsfolk have already turned back into their werewolf form. The spell is breaking faster than I thought. Draven must complete the ritual.
Can he, even now?
Yes. He's not the first to fail, but it's very rare. Those who don't complete the ritual usually die immediately, by their own hand or someone else's. Nevertheless, it's better than the alternative.
Maybe you should convince him to continue it.
He may not see me as an ally, thanks to your interference. He may only remember how much pain I caused.
I subdued him on the hillside.
This is your fault, so you must fix it. The others from the ritual site will bring him in. Let's hope he doesn't remember your fight. Talk to Draven, but take what he says with a grain of salt.
What have you done to my husband?
Where am I? It was like I fell asleep, but then there was this terrible pain. I remember you. You're the one who helped my husband. Renoir, are you all right? Did I hurt you?
Kerbal might still be able to help you finish your initiation.
I see the truth. Power calls me. No one can stop me. Kill. Eat. There is no fear, only hunger. No, I'm not a beast. I can control myself. Renoir, don't leave me.
Let Kerbal finish the ritual.
No, don't let her. I don't want this anymore. I've seen what she does to the people in this village. She takes their minds, puts them under her control. Being a werewolf is a curse, but I can't give up who I am.
How do you know this?
I felt it. She was in my head during the ritual, cutting away something inside. Something important. I couldn't move. To think she did that to all those people, that's no cure.
She was cutting away the necropenic tendencies, but okay, so you'd rather be a werewolf?
I'll have to learn to control myself, but it's not impossible. I've had lycanthropy for a while now, and I know the signs. It'll be much easier now that Renoir knows the truth.
All right, we got a choice, guys. We can say I'll find a way to help you, Draven, or I can't just let a werewolf go free. That would be, I just can't let the werewolf go free. As far as I can remember, it's been a while. Joe, you got an opinion? Nope, okay. Fishing like a madman. I can't just let a werewolf go free.
I understand. You've seen what I could do if you let me go free. Still, I won't give up. Kerbal only offers servitude here. I'll find a better way to live.
I've heard enough. I'll be outside.
The poor fool. He has already joined us in blood, if not in spirit. I guess there's nothing left to do if his wish is to leave the ritual unfinished. He must be put down.
You mean killed?
The spell which holds back the lycanthropy is weakening because of him. Unless he either finishes the rite or dies, we're all doomed to follow him. I can't let the people of this village suffer for the whims of one man.
Why not kill him now?
The townsfolk. They don't know the cost of their freedom. No, it's better to do it away from town. Draven will revert to his werewolf form soon. We must lure him out of town. Renoir will be our bait. I pity the man, but it's our only recourse.
Then I'll get Renoir.
I'm glad you understand our predicament. Don't hurt Renoir. He's already gone through so much already. Take him past the cave up the hill. With luck, Draven won't be far behind, and we can end this nightmare.
So we can switch sides right now and work with, yeah. We can switch sides right now and work with Renoir. But the thing to remember is that every single person that Draven kills will be on our hands. So, final chance to change things. Are we going to help Renoir? Are we going to help kill Draven? Or are we going to help Renoir save his husband? I mean, it's not like I haven't put down werewolves before, because I have. I've killed lots of werewolves. Wouldn't lose a lick of sleep killing another werewolf. Gotcha. Oh, Renoir.
We must hurry, before Kerbal does anything more to hurt my husband.
I understand. I need you to come with me, though.
Is he all right? That Kerbal didn't hurt him, did she?
Don't worry. I'll take him. You to him.
All right. I'll stop my questions. Lead on, friend.
Not particularly, because he's already proven he's unstable. Like, typically, if you're going to gain control of your lycanthropy, you're going to do it fairly quickly. But if I actively choose to let him go, and he kills people, when I had a chance to prevent that... Yeah, and I guess it's not a thing in England, but in America, if you knowingly let somebody do a crime, you are just as guilty of that crime as the person committing it. So that's a mindset that we have over here. So it may be different over there, but if you knowingly let somebody like commit a crime, especially murder or child abuse, you are just as guilty as the person committing the crime. Yeah.
Draven, what's happened?
He's gone fully feral.
You'll pay for this, Kerbal. No.
Oh, that was...
What have you done?
Maybe I should have joined the buoyant onages.
Not the time, Mary.
I'm sorry, Renoir. Gods be with you.
Yeah, but basically, if you side with Renoir,
I can only hope
everybody in the village dies. Every man and woman in the village dies because of your decision. Like, they either get killed by the backlash of the spell, or they turn into feral werewolves and you have to kill them. So, like, there's no good way to end this quest, unfortunately.
Such a waste. I'd hoped Draven would listen to reason before it came to this.
Was there really no other way?
If he'd remained alive, the spell over the whole town would have broken, leaving us all as he was, a mindless, slavering beast. I would not wish that fate on anyone.
And the spell remains intact?
Yes. His death severed his connection with the town. I do hope Renoir makes it safely away, though I doubt anyone would believe his wild tales if he chose to speak about us. Another legend to hand down, I suppose. Though you've certainly gone out of your way to help us, I ask that you keep your stay here brief. The townsfolk need time to recover from this ordeal.
How often do people come here for help?
More often than you'd imagine. We heal those we can of other ailments, but of course, Our main purpose is to bind those with lycanthropy to their normal form.
You found an unusual cure for it.
True. Some might say it's another curse rather than an actual cure. They might be right, but we live as peacefully as we can. We don't look for trouble, and we grieve whenever it finds us.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like this is the best way it could possibly end, because these townfolk don't deserve to die just because of Draven's decision. So it's not just like that. You know, we're letting him loose to do what he wants. There's also the whole fact that all the people in the village die, and the people in the village are innocent, as innocent as a lycanthrope can be. Anyways, I gotta remember which way is the way out of town. I do not remember off the top of my head. I think it's over this way. Yeah, not the ideal ending, but isn't it time? No, not yet. Stream doesn't end until 2 o'clock.
I was tired of walking anyway.
It's still only 1:40, so remember your time shifted back again. Well, see, Joe was actually only 4 hours ahead of us, I think, until recently. And now it's back to 5 hours again, so. There we go, Viridian hideaway discovered. Now, having said that, I'm not going to get a whole lot more done this stream, but there's at least one more thing I want to get done, which is the Dell, which is up near the place where the next main story is going to be. So, I'm going to get that done and out of the way, and then we'll probably call it for the day, since I don't think I'm going to be able to get any more progress in today, so. I already have that way shrine. Let's go do the troll's toothpick, and then we will probably call it a session after that. We'll just have to see where we're at. So. The Canatlian flu spread through the, more north dungeons, killing everyone, prisoners, guards, and warden alike. The prison was decommissioned and left to decay, and now the locals call it by a different name, Troll's Toothpick. Oh, I just got something. Oh, cool. A few materials.
You know, I like to think I'm agreeable.
Circle around!
Fan out! Something you need, Pot? Found something?
You know, I'm surprised the bandits are still here with the Reachmen nearby. You think these guys would have fled by now. To somewhere a little more safer.
Aid me!
Because it's that, or, you know, the Reachmen would have raided this place and turned all the bandits into Bloodthorn zombies.
Getting good at this. Oh, I probably shouldn't be proud of that.
Oh, hey, look, there's a person in a cage.
Christ.
Oh, hey, it's an elf.
I knew if I banged on this door long enough, someone would come. Look, I really need a helping hand here. Can you spring me out before the trolls come back?
Did the trolls lock you in there?
No, it was the skeevers. Of course it was the trolls. Me and a few others came down here looking for loot, but the trolls caught us. One by one, they've eaten all my friends. They were saving me for dessert. Probably because I'm so sweet.
All your friends are dead?
Yes, cursed. Every last one of them. Their screams were horrid. I was grateful when they stopped. Look here, friend. Since everyone else is dead, I got all the loot. If you'll unlock this door and help me back to the surface, I'll share.
Alright, how do I unlock the door?
The lever's on the wall, right over there. You're a real lifesaver. Can't tell you how glad I am you happened along.
You don't seem too broken up about your friends.
What am I supposed to do? Lie here sobbing until the trolls eat me too? Sure, they were good folk, but it's not like we grew up in Valenwood together. We shared a few heists, a few jugs of Jaga, and now they're dead, and I got to move on.
Somebody's...
Sorry, trolls. No dessert today.
Well, they could still catch you again. I think you may be counting your, fingers and toes a little bit too soon there, lady. Wait, did that one already respawn right behind us? That shouldn't... somebody must have entered the delve. Because the moment somebody enters the delve, the game starts to refresh the encounters inside of it. So I bet you somebody must have just walked in. What, the trolls do? Yeah, I guess they kind of do. Yeah, and that's a fair point. The bandits are kind of like triply screwed. There's the trolls in here. There's the Reachmen to the north, and to the south there's a place. There's a pavilion full of werewolves,
Maybe I should have joined the
or like
Boreans.
a cave area full of werewolves.
That was a bit of a warm-up.
Oh hey, at least it's bandits again instead of more trolls. Alright, we're almost out of here.
I need healing.
I guess this is a fight now.
Thanks, Barrels. Meet me on the Evermore docks and I'll have your reward.
I'll see you next time on Nevermore then. Okay, so we have about 9 minutes left, so I'm going to go ahead and end the stream a little early today. Once we, get to the load screen and get back outside. Alright, so we finished Evermore, like the first main quest. We went and did Northland, the second main quest. We traveled through here. We did Kerbals Hollow. We grabbed this and came up to here. So we didn't make a lot of progress today, but we did cut out 2 of 11 main quests. We've got some more delves done and just some other things done. So next week we will be doing this main quest here, which will bring us through this area, and then we're going to go through here and do the rest of the quest and stuff on this side of the map, and then that'll take us back to Evermore, and then we'll be starting to head south and working our way through the south part of the map. So anyways, I want to thank you for watching if you did, and I hope to catch you next week as we continue more of the Elder Scrolls Online as Reewish, the Mighty Battle Lizard. Thank you very much, and have a great day, everyone. Goodbye.